5 to 10 minutes, we're going to be talking about file permissions. So, ladies and gentlemen, within Unix, you may notice when I did these things before, I did ls minus la, excuse me, let me get out of this barren landscape. I can do ls minus la, and I'll see a bunch of things here. And some of these are familiar, like file size, perhaps when it was created, the name of the file, who owns it, who the group is associated with it. But all this sort of stuff out here is highly relevant because particularly this first part, this is what's the permissions from it. Who has the authority to read this file, to write this file, and to execute it as a command, or to enter into it if it's a folder, okay, as a directory, in other words, executable. So ladies and gentlemen, this information is specified for 3 different types of activities: execute or search for a directory, read the directory, and write the directory, okay? And you'll notice that there's RW, etc. Okay, so here, for example, this TMP folder, I have the authority to read it, for example, but nobody else does, the ones to the right, okay? And these successive groups, these are grouped in sets of 3s here. So the first 3 relate to my permissions, the second 3 relate to group permissions, the group in this case being faculty, and the third relate to other permissions, which we denote with O, okay? U is the owner, G is the group with which this file is associated, faculty, and this last set is as other. So these give the successive permissions that people have with respect to this, okay? So each group of 3 here corresponds to ownership and access permissions for different groups, okay? The user, the owner of the file, in other words, the group, and all others, okay? And for each of these, RWX, read, write, execute, or search, in other words, like you going into a folder, it's either all or nothing. You either do or you don't have access to it. My files, you either have read access to it or you don't. You either have write access to it or you don't. You either have execute access or don't, okay? And you could see this information with ls minus l. Okay, now, this is where the rubber is meeting the road, and this is where your attention is particularly groups. So, with respect to these permissions, you can change these permissions. We saw how we could see them with ls minus l here, okay? If we want to change the file permissions, there's this handy ability called chmod, okay? And you can undertake chmods in 2 ways. One is sort of an old school, tried and true way where you denote these permissions using 3 octal digits. What do we mean by octal? Yeah, they're base 8. Base 8 counts up from, what are the digits? If I want to count in base 8 starting at 0, help me count. First is 0, 1, 2, keep on going. 3, 4, 7, and then what? Yeah, and then if I want to encode, I can't just use 1 digit anymore. It has to be 1, 0. That indicates 8, right? 1, 0. So these are 3 octal digits. Each of these here packs up 3 bits. Ladies and gentlemen, you can specify the numbers 0 through 7 with 3 bits. 0, 0, 0 corresponds to 0. Well, that is black hole space. So let's write this here. The 3 bits here, 0, 0, 0. For 1 and 0, 0, 1. What's, ladies and gentlemen, what's 2? 0, 1, 0. 3, 0, 1, 1. 4, 1, 0, 0. 5, 1, 0, 1. 6, 1, 1, 0. 7, 1, 1, 1. For each of these, one of them will be read, the read bit, one will be the write bit, one will be the execute bit. Okay? So if it's 777, sorry, if the digit for a particular person, for me, here, this This is with respect to user permission, the owner permissions. That person is 7. What does it mean? It means I look up 7, do I have read access? Yeah. Do I have write access? Yeah. Do I have execute ability? Yes. If it's 4, what do I have? I have read, that's in the 1 in the R column, but do I have write access? No, because there's a 0 in the right column. Do I have execute access? No, because it's a 0 in the X column, okay? Okay, fortunately, these days, you don't know how lucky you are. You have the further option of using symbolic notation, okay? So here, it's a little bit being obscured here, but there's a G plus W. So I could say for group, allow write permission, okay? I apologize that it's being obscured. I should have planned the placement of this a little bit better when I created this over the weekend. The point is this G indicates group, and what I'm saying is grant write permission to the group, okay? And if this had been a minus, it would be saying remove write permission from the group. Here, I'm saying give myself, the owner, or give the owner execute permission. If I can also say, ladies and gentlemen, chmod O plus RWX, for example, or I could say chmod A plus RWX means gives everyone read, write, execute permission, okay? So this is either UGOA for all, for these examples, and then you would say like plus whatever ones you want to read, write, execute. So you're doing it, this allows you to set the permissions or remove the permissions, okay? So you can say minus those to change them, okay? And there's some additional commands, chur own and chur group, okay? I think we've seen this. There is one other thing I wanted to just mention, and it's this, and this has bearing on your lab right now. So the point here is that in the CS file system, for example, you will be under, if you log into TuxWorld, you'll be under student / ABC1, this is your NSID, and you can have various things under there. Your map, your address and maps is available to you from TuxWorld. You don't see that if you go see, but where does it live? It lives under student / Mac home / your NSID. So if you're here, you could refer back to this as ... to get here, right? ... to get up to student / ABC123. You can see all the files over here. If you're here in your command, you can go ... to get up to student / Mac home / your NSID files here. Okay? So I hope that will be useful. Okay, we're out of time. I hope this has been useful. Good luck in the first lab. Remember to turn in Thursday evening, but we'll be together before that. Thanks very much.